The Guru is back with every single NFL trade candidate you need to know about for this offseason and where they could end up. We'll talk about all the landing spots, the value, and the best fit for every single one of these trade candidates. I'm excited. Let's break it down. Start with one of the big ones, Myles Garrett. There's a decent shot. He can get traded. Obviously, right now, the Browns don't want to deal him. That could change over time. The financials is the biggest OB obstacle because they actually lose cap space by trading them, and they're already in a hole, so that creates some problems. They would need enough compensation back. They possibly can get 2 1s for them. Maybe that's the maximum. Maybe it's around 1 plus a day. 2 or plus 2-day 2s. So somewhere around that range, favorite, landing spots. I made a whole video with all the possible landing spots for Myles Garrett. But these are I narrowed it down in this video. Commanders and Chargers check a lot of boxes. They can afford them. Now they can afford the extension in the future. There are enough of contenders that they would be appealing to him. They have the need. It makes sense as a fit. Maybe a little bit more so with the Commanders. Green Bay is really growing on me. Their only issue, they normally don't make splash trades. I think they're ready to do that, especially for a consistent pass rusher. Feels like they're really desperate for that. But their issue is future cap space. They're a little tight on being able to afford the big-time extension for Myles Garrett. But they have cap space this year today. The Falcons, are they enough of a contender? That's their question. They're about to clear a lot of cap space with some easy moves, and they're looking for a big-time pass rush. I think they're appealing enough spot. The Bears, are they enough of a contender? They're a little more appealing now with the staff. They have hired. The Bears aren't afraid. Look at the last few years of trading picks away. They have 2 number 2s. They have an earlier round 1 I want. For me, tough to pass on Myles Garrett. I want them to finally keep their draft picks and build through the draft because they have a lot of young pieces, but I would not be surprised if they were interested. And the Eagles, yeah, they're tight on future cap space, but they always try to find a way to make it work and just get better. So, my favorite fit out of these teams would be the Commander. So, right now, it feels like he stays with the Browns. A trade is a decent shot. The Commanders' Chargers check a lot of boxes. The Packers are really growing on me, that they're up there for me. But the Commanders would be my favorite landing spot for Myles Garrett at this early stage. Another big name everyone's talking about recently, Cooper Kupp. The Rams seeking a trade, so they're looking to trade him away. They're also helping Kupp out by trying to find the right landing spot. He's 31, he's declining. Pretty notice, even though he's still solid, he can block for you, durability concerns. So he doesn't hold a ton of cap. No team's going to trade for that. So the Rams, if they want to trade him, are absolutely going to have to pay a portion of the salary. $7.5 million is the number I keep an eye on, around that range. So because the Rams are paying, does it bump up the value? I think we're already doing that with the 5th-round pick. But certainly there's a shot at a 4th-round pick. I don't see it, so I look for those 2 things and finding the right spot. Landing spots, the Falcons and the Texans are in the same boat. They have coaches on the staff that have Rams background, so those are interesting teams they're familiar with. Kupp Steelers looking for a slot receiver. The Commanders looking for a slot receiver. The Broncos, slot receiver. Jags Liam Cohen has a connection with Cooper. Kupp Rams background. They would have to move on from Christian Kirk, which is possible. We'll talk about him in this video, actually. Then I'd watch out for the Jacks. A lot of talk about the Lions, people within the league thinking the Lions, there's a connection there. Brad Holmes' jam and the Lions' background with the Rams. I personally I'm not on board for that fit. Not that I'm completely against it. I feel like they would find a way for it to work, with Goff there and how talented that team is. But to me, Cooper Kupp is a slot receiver and Moner St. Brown's maybe the best in football at that spot. And of course, these guys could they move around a little bit. Of course, but there's other fits I like better. But of course, the Lions it's just sounds like it could happen. So I'd keep an eye on them. My favorite fit being the Falcons. I was thinking about going the Texans. They got to clear some space. The Falcons do as well, but the Falcons have easy ways to clear space. I like the Falcons having Raheem Morris, Zach,